Dude, I feel like I'm going to get alcohol problems with this one. Hey, what's up? Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Nicky. If you're new here, welcome. Today I'm going to be talking about a serious issue when it comes to language learning. I'm here with my lovely, amazing, freaking awesome broccoli, and this is so good. This is the original version. This is just rice. From what I know, there's also kokuma broccoli, which is a sweet potato one, and that sounds really cool. Here it says smooth sparkling wine. I don't know if that enlightens you in some way, but yeah, this is it. I think I'm prone to alcohol. But yeah, today I'm going to be talking about something you should never, ever do when learning a language, especially when you're not in the beginner's level, because in the beginner's level, obviously you're going to have to do it. But when you pass that beginner's level, if you continue doing it, chances are you're going to ruin, deteriorate, slow down your process of learning languages. This is something I see all the time in any language I'm doing. Someone does this, and I've noticed that that someone is actually behind the entire group. So what's that something that slows down his language learning process? That is comparing your language to the language you're learning. Believe me, you have no idea how awful it is to do this. Not for someone, not for me who's your classmate, but for yourself. So obviously when you just started learning a language, when you just start getting into the mindset of the new language, obviously you're going to compare it to yours to see like, oh, okay, we're doing this, but they are doing that, so that's okay. But when you start doing this in higher levels, where you're supposed to know the basics of a language, believe me, this is going to ruin your process. So the examples that I have seen are, let's say that European languages have the structure of subject, verb, and object, right? This is how we make sentences. So, I play football. There are languages like Turkish and Korean, the ones that I'm learning, for instance, that switch everything up and the structure becomes subject, object, verb. So the verb as the strongest part, the most impactful part of the sentence goes to the end. So suddenly the sentence becomes I football play. If someone starts thinking, why is that happening? So why am I doing like that? And Turkish and Korean people are doing it like that. Why? Why should I bother, right? You know, it's as if you're asking a person, why are you breathing like that? It's a weird question to ask someone, because languages are a way of thinking, right? You can't say to someone, why are you thinking that way? That's just weird. The best thing to do is just accept that someone in this world thinks differently from you. Cultures, entire cultures, countries think differently. And this is the magical part of learning a language. You see different types of thinkings, different mindsets, cultures, behaviors. This is the important part. If every language had the same way of thinking, the same way of expressing thoughts, then this wouldn't have been this interesting. So what's the point of asking this question? The best thing you could do is research it if you're that interested. I mean, okay, for instance, what I've learned about the Turkish language is that the verb goes in the end because all the other parts of the sentence define the verb. So basically, what is defined goes after what defines it. I don't know if that makes sense, but this is what we were told, and that's it. You just accept it. If I start thinking, why do Turkish people think differently? I will fail. I will probably become a racist. I mean, I'm not sure. I will slow down my learning process. I will be obnoxious to people. The best thing you could do is say, oh, okay, so this is how they do it, you know? And I don't know, I personally feel really excited, really surprised when I see different ways, different languages and how they think. I'm like, whoa, okay, so this is how you say it. That's awesome, you know, like, let's do it. I'm suddenly jealous of it. If you have this kind of mindset that, whoa, this is awesome, what you're doing is awesome, instead of,
but I'm doing it that way,
believe me, you start learning a lot faster. Let's say that in English, the person who wants to go to the cinema. You say, the person who wants to go to the cinema. This, and that. In Russian, you'll say everything in that exact same order, and you'll say человек, который хочет пойти в кинотеатр. Человек, который хочет пойти в кинотеатр. It's like a copy-paste, but with different words. In Korean and in Turkish, you're going to have to flip everything over. And who is defined at this point? Whom are you talking about? The person, right? So the person in English, in Russian, goes on the front, right? The person who wants to go. In Korean, in Turkish, they flip it over and they say, in the cinema, to go, who wants, person. This is how you say it. I'm sorry, I'm finding it really cool. I can't. Okay, so you say, in the cinema, to go, who wants, person. Sinemaya gitmek isteyen insan. Sinemaya gitmek isteyen insan. And you continue. Everything is flipped over. So basically what you're doing is you're taking the English sentence and flipping it over. This is so easy, literally. Once you get the hang of it, it's really easy to do. The same happens in Korean. 영화관에 가고 싶은 분 사람, right? 영화관에 가고 싶은 사람. So the fact that different languages express the same thing in so many different ways is so flipping awesome. The fact that languages express the same thing in different ways is fascinating to me. I express the same thing in 4 languages and in 2 different ways, right? Because the English and Russian structure are the same, and then Turkish and Korean are the same again, as a structure, okay, not a language. In Turkish, I vividly remember people asking, why do we do that? Like, why Turkish people talk like that? Or that it's not normal, or that it's weird. I've heard all sorts of comments for this. So to clarify something, this doesn't make you look cool. It doesn't help you go forward. It doesn't do anything. Plus, it slows you down because you stop at that one thing and that's a stop. Like, why are they doing it? I can't do anything about it. And that's it. I can't learn anything else because I don't understand this. Or not that I don't understand this. I don't want to understand this because it's different. Sometimes, believe me, it's not that something is difficult or hard to understand, it's that you don't want to understand it. So, the outcome of this video is don't compare any language to any other language. You don't want to do that. As I say, keep in mind, in beginner levels, obviously you have to do this because you don't have enough vocabulary, you don't have enough grammar for the new language you're learning, so obviously you're not going to be able to do that. But once you get a bit forward, once you start making sentences, making paragraphs, learning more advanced grammar, I recommend you stop doing that because it's not always going to help you. And even if you're comparing, let me change that theory. Even if you're comparing something, compare it, but stop there. Don't be critical of it. So the fact that I just expressed one sentence in 4 different ways, and you see that it's the complete opposite, that they're not the same as a structure, I might remember it as, okay, English and Korean are not the same when making sentences. If I compare it like that, then it's a healthy comparison. It's like, this and this are not the same. Okay, so what can we do? So when I'm translating, let's just take a sentence and flip it over and then turn it into Korean. That is a healthy way of comparing and definitely encouraged. I mean, I don't see something wrong about it. But when it comes to comparing 2 languages in order to hate one, or show off that you don't understand it, or I don't know the reason that people do this, because I don't know, in my head it doesn't really make sense. This way of processing thoughts will actually slow down your process of learning languages. Yeah, I think that's it. I hope I got the point across. If you have issues with language learning, if you need help, you could always message me or comment down below, and I'd love to help you. If you have any more feedback, if you have your own tips and tricks for learning languages and not just stopping at trivial things, then I'd love to hear that as well. Yeah, that's it. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really appreciate your support. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video. Peace out.